What is going on? Holy shit. What an absolutely terrible 24 hours. Holy shit. What is going on, everybody? I did not do anything yesterday. I did not post anything. I was hacked yesterday. Yeah, it was absolutely really difficult to get out of bed this morning. I seem to have lost the rhyme or reason for a lot of things. Just getting gut punched when you get hacked is such a demoralizing, humiliating, embarrassing thing to have happen. Not only emotionally, but the financial impact that this has on me is going to be traumatic. So with that being said, this is an exercise in keeping on. It was difficult to get out of bed today. It was difficult to sleep last night. I don't know how to recoup these losses. The only thing I know how to do is keep going. So that is what I'm doing here today, and we are going to get into it. It is Thursday, April 4th. We are here to bring chaos to clarity, noise to narrative. It is another edition of Rare Bits, and it is a somber edition. So to give you an example, my Twitter profile, I finally made my way up to a mutant ape. And Monday was my first day posting as a Mutant Monday ape. And it was my last because my mutant was taken yesterday, along with some other things and some crypto, and it has absolutely devastated me. So we are going to flip the page. This is a space where things can turn around on a dime. And not only for the good, but sometimes for the bad, which I experienced today. And you know what? Give me 1 second. I apologize. There was a giant truck backing up. And so, you know what? I am just going to try and turn the page and stop thinking about this stuff. What is amazing is, well, a couple of things have happened. So, one, the outpouring of support from the Web3 community has been tremendous. People have reached out, have DM'd me, have made offers to let me borrow an ape, all kinds of wonderful, amazing things to try and help me get over this hurdle, this setback, whatever you want to call it. Man, it just, I don't know. I do want to say thank you to all the people that reached out. I put out a really heartfelt tweet last night. And this is interesting. So part of this hack, there is some, I don't know if it affected my Twitter, my Discord. I don't know the exact culprit. I have been combing through all of my things, kind of trying to reverse engineer this and see where there are leaks. And one thing that I found very interesting, and this is what I hope all of you Twitter people will do, is go into your settings on Twitter and look at what applications have the ability to post on your behalf. So not only did I put out a heartfelt post yesterday that was deleted by somebody who has access to my Twitter, at around 4 a.m, this application also tends to post when I'm sleeping to buy these certain coins. And I noticed when I woke up this morning, I went into a list of applications that I have granted access to through a number of different interactions over the past whatever. And if you have not cleaned up your access list, do it, because the list grows quickly. And these can be a token claim, it can be a mint, it can be a number of different things, but these have the ability to post content on your behalf. And that is that is one of many things that has happened. I'm just trying to track down this breach, and it's devastating. I don't know where to start building again. It left me with about $143, and I am doing the only thing I know how to do at the moment, and that is going to try and turn that slowly and not slowly. I need to do this quickly. I am going to probably be gambling on some meme coins to see what I can do with this, and not stupid meme coins. I'm going to go a little slower than normal and just try and take percentages off the top as I go. And I will be documenting my struggle back. It is not going to be easy. Again, today getting up was miserable. just the complete deflation of spirit, mind, and body. And that is why I'm doing this today, because it is the last thing I want to be doing. I did take a break yesterday because I was devastated. I'm still devastated. I don't know how to comprehend this. I don't know how to make sense of it. And it's funny. Part of what I was thinking about today is just that I am an advocate for the decentralized space. And when something like this happens, you realize how vulnerable the decentralized space is. And my goal is to not get jaded by this horrendous experience. I have to remember why I came to this space. And I came to this space because I believe in where it's going. I believe it has transformational powers to change the world and how we live. And I think we are on the cusp of doing just that. I think it is profound, the time that we are in, and I cannot let this bumble deter me. So I am rebuilding as I go, and yeah, I'll document it. You know what? I'm just going to move on to things like everything is normal, because that is what we just have to do. Just keep putting in the repetitions, right? That's what it's all about. Okay, so no blockchain tops the US $10 million list on Wednesday. That is a low sign for all NFTs across the board. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, nobody made the top 10 list. So are NFTs dead? I do not think so. I don't, though my confidence is just, I just got, kicked in the nuts really bad. Ethereum saw a significant rise, but collections like Tensorians and Mad Lads, they have really driven all of the sales on Solana. The movement we did see on Ethereum, it was through some really big sales, but Tensorians and Mad Lads are just driving the Solana marketplace. It is awesome to see. And if you have not been on the Tensorians marketplace, I do recommend that. Polygon has experienced a notable increase of about 38%, reaching over 1 million sales, nearing the 1.5 billion sales mark. That is in NFT land. It is neat to see the NFT side of Polygon start to pick up steam. We have the Federal Reserve rate cut diminish. It is going to influence investors, and it is going to change the sentiment and possibly impact how people are investing in Bitcoin. Expect some volatility. And keep your eyes peeled for the new Fifth Scape. It is a VR platform, and it offers extremely innovative gaming experiences, and it combines cutting-edge technology with cryptocurrency integration to empower the gaming community. And we are just going to get into today's rare bits. Today, the Crypto Greed and Fear Index is coming in at a 70. We're down 1 degree from yesterday. We are not in the extreme greed zone, which is where we have been for quite some time. We're back in the greed zone, which to me is a good accumulation time. That extreme greed zone always, it's top heavy, right? It gets up there and you know that we are going to have a correction at some point. So it's nice to be in this zone where it just feels like we're going to crab walk sideways for the moment. NFT sentiment is coming in +7 from yesterday. We are hitting a 60 degrees today. Top crypto search for the normies is cats in a dog's world. The ticker sign is MEW. It is up 237% on the 7-day. That means it's up 237% probably in the last 6 hours. Top NFT search term has been MFers, and it has been this way for a minute. Satoshi, he basically dropped a token to all of those NFT holders, and it created a new meta. Whether it created a new meta, he exposed something that I think a lot of collections are going to utilize to get a hold of their holders again. And an example of this, we had Betty from Deadfellas. She saw Satoshi tweet and drop his coin, so she decided to tweet, what would we call a Deadfellas coin? And the minute she did that, the Deadfellas price rose up. It has since receded, but it is interesting to see this activity. Degens love to degen. Give them a reason to collect your token. Associate your token with your collection. All of the, there's so much to get into. With the technology, with the 404 stuff, these new Ethereum contracts, there are so many things to do. When we get into Optimism and Blast Network, there are so many things to do that technology is enabling to combine your tokens and your NFTs we are going to see all of this come down the pike, and it is exciting to me. Bitcoin dominance is up for the 24 hours. Ethereum is also up for the 24 hours, which leads me to believe that people are stepping back from the meme coin mania for the moment. This to me usually indicates that people are getting back into some of the stables. And when I say stables, I'm talking about the big, like the Big 10, which I believe is what we're seeing. We have Bitcoin NFT sales volume. It came in at $5.9 million. That is down 34% in the last 24 hours. Solana sales volume, 6.7, down 45% in the last 24 hours. And NFT sales volume on the Ethereum side came in at 9.7. They won the last 24-hour trip, but nobody broke that $10 million mark. Ethereum is up 30% on the last 24 hours, and that is driven by some of these high-priced NFT sales. And before we get into some more news, let us check some numbers for the nerds. And let me see if I can get this to work. And I cannot. So unfortunately, you're going to have to watch this little crypto map down here. We have the Bitcoin halving. You guys know we are looking at it. It is 15 days away. We have 22 hours. So it just turned over. We're looking at Bitcoin. It's priced at 68,000 right down. Yeah, 68,000, 69.7. We have 2,292 blocks remaining. We are going to get a look at the heat map and look at that glorious heat map. And why can I not get this? And you know what? Since we're just doing this, I'm going to just see if I can get this to switch over for you all. Look at that. All right, so this makes me a little happier. My head's not so big. So the heat map, it looks absolutely fantastical. And it's soul crushing to me because all my shit is gone and shit's turning green and it's gone. Looking at the actual prices for the cryptos at this moment, we have Bitcoin coming in at $68,653, Ethereum at $3,391. BNB is trading at $595. It is regaining that 600 mark. We have been charting that in my podcast and Substack since about the 300 mark. Solana is trading at $187 at this moment in time. We are looking at some of the top sales. We had a fat-ass CryptoPunk sale, just beautiful, $182,000. You can also see some of the other collections that are moving. We have updated numbers, so it is nice. So in the 24 hours, we just had Ethereum break out of the $10 million mark. They have done $11,913,000 in the last 24 hours. So that is nice to see. And we are looking at the Ethereum NFT heat map. We have green and red. What are we talking about? Looking at the top 5 moving collections, we have the Bored Ape Yacht Club, Pudgy Penguins, Azuki DeGods, Mutant Ape Yacht Club, rounding out the top 5. Let's double click on all these. Currently, the Bored Apes are trading at 11.67 Ethereum. Pudgies, 11.74 Ethereum. The differential has gotten so much closer. What are we talking about? $39,800 for a floor Bored Ape and $40,100 for a floor Pudgy. We have Azuki trading at $13,800. That's about 4 ETH. And DeGods, they've dropped down to about 1.3 Ethereum. Mutant Apes are trading at 1.82. Will the bleeding ever stop? It is so interesting. Watching how communities are dealing with the prices going down. I had the opportunity to be a member of the Bored Ape Club for a very short amount of time, but it was really nice. When I joined, there was a welcome wagon. They started having spaces again, and to unify the community is where the magic is. It is the utility of the NFT space. And what's interesting, is it the utility of the meme coin space as well? And are we getting into this realm where the meme coins are just as fun to trade and these communities are forming? And if these communities really start to rally and these do become long-term projects, let's take Bonk, for example. If you held last Christmas, Bonk allocated $300 US in Bonk to all of their development team. That Bonk is worth, I don't know, about $1.6 million if they didn't touch it. So now if we think about a meme coin and we decide to rally around a meme coin, and what if these meme coins, and I saw one yesterday, I'm not even going to mention the coin, but the point of the point is that as they were holding a space to talk about this coin, the crowd began to populate with people rocking the PFP for the meme coin. And that's interesting. We have a lot of people rocking the Pit Viper glasses, which I wear sometimes when I start my show when I'm in a good mood. That's not today. These meme coins, we have to continue to investigate this as a narrative. It would be really interesting to see a community type sentiment form around the meme coin from the get-go. Not a Telegram, but a Discord. And let's have members. Let's have, I don't know, maybe there's holder allocations. Maybe the whales get a certain room and access to events. I mean, this is interesting, and it's new, and that's why I find it even more interesting. And I think the trick for the NFT collections to continue to win is to figure out how to integrate these coins into their collections. It seems like a meta, right? And a lot of times when we say meta, we think it's something that's going to fade in and fade out. This particular meta seems like it has some staying powder. It really does. It really does. So we are going to keep moving on. We are looking at the heat map for the Solana side of things. You can see it is pretty good looking today. We have a mixture of everything. What are we talking about? We are looking at top 5 movers. We have Frogana's, Mutant Mon, Retardio Cousins, Mad Lads, and Homeowners Association rounding out the top 5. Now, Retardios have just been on an absolute tear. We were talking about them 2 days ago. They were trading at about 2.1 Solana. They have doubled in price in the last 48 hours. They're trading about 4.58. I do see talk on the timeline saying that these are going to 10 Solana and above. These individuals seem to rally around a couple other collections that are now everywhere. And this community is absolutely involved in the meme coin mania. But what's also interesting about these collections is all of this particular collection, these are all CCO. So anybody who wants to rock this as a PFP can. These Retardio Cousins, they're everywhere. It's tough to tell what's a Retardio cousin, what's a redacted Remilio. There's several collections that kind of have this same look. So watching this stuff pop up everywhere is something that we are going to continue to see. Looking at the top 5 collections on the Bitcoin side of things, we have Bitcoin Puppets, Node Monkeys, Runestones, Inc., Ordinal Sigma. Those are the top 5. We have Rune Pups coming in next. Quantum Cats. They're trading at $19,400. They have retreated drastically. Let's see what OMB is trading at. Just super quick. OMBs are trading at $25,000 again. So pre-mint for the Orange Eye OMBs, those were trading at 2 Bitcoin. Over $100,000 for a floor OMB, which have now reduced quite a bit in price. So we have OniForce. So there's an interesting battle that I was watching happen in some of the group chats that I'm in. So there is the Profile Inc., this collection, which people say it is kind of a Zuki with an orange background. And then we have the OniForce collection. And I was listening to people talk about which collection will win. And it's interesting. It almost gets determined by people in these group chats deciding we like this better. We're going to start buying this and pumping this and utilizing this as our PFP. So watching this battle kind of play out has been very interesting. I think Bitcoin Puppets are really interesting here. The drops that are associated with the Bitcoin Puppets, I think the Runestones, I was about to pick up possibly a Runestone yesterday. Just trying to figure out where I could put some money where there might be drops associated with it just to get in this ecosystem and keep things going. All of that was removed from my ability yesterday. I had such a shitty day yesterday, holy day. First up, okay, let's get into some stuff. There is some neat stuff happening with Coachella Quest. This is a group. They are a Web3 group. They are taking the festival experience to an entirely new level. How do they do it? They are going to utilize blockchain integration. These VIP access passes are going to be for 2025. They are starting to speak in Twitter Spaces. You can hear the team and what they're trying to bring to the table. It is interesting. I do remember, I think the first time they tried to put some of this stuff on chain, attendees were going to swipe their tickets, and because of the rain, people were having a tough time connecting, and nobody was able to pull out their token proof ID to get access to the event. So with all of these advancements, we have these little bumps in the road. So I'm sure they have worked some of these things out, but it is interesting to see people really gravitate toward these new technologies and look at it as a way to better connect with their clientele, which is absolutely what it is. To sleep on this stuff is an absolute mistake in my view. And it's also interesting to see that these guys are going to be using the Avalanche network with the AVAX token. Who knew that music festivals could be so cutting edge? Let's go. Get this, a crypto trader, I wish this guy was my friend, but I absolutely hate this person at the moment. He turned $13,000 into $2 million, and he did it in under 1 hour. Again, he bet on this token called Do Not FOMEOW, and it is the ticker sign MEOW. I mean, come on, meme coins making millionaires in a matter of hours. Though you have to keep in mind, betting $13,000 is an awful lot of money, unless you already have an awful lot of money. But it is just nice to see people winning, and it is tough to be losing. But you know what? It is also, this is what is also really nice. I've also had people reach out to me in my DMs and just share their experience as well. And I'm not unique in this story. It's just happened to me yesterday. So it's a fresh wound. But hearing people reach out to me and explain to me how they got scammed and the losses that have impacted them and how it has changed them and how they've grown from them. And I'm getting stories of what they did to get back on their feet and start making sense of this crazy madness, which is what I'm trying to do now. And I'm not gonna lie, like you see people around you just winning. And when you just take a hit like this, it is so difficult you wonder, like, what do I do now? I have no idea what foot to put forward next. I don't know. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? So I'm super happy that this guy turned in $13,000 into $2 million within an hour. Hooray. We have Bitcoin. It is struggling to keep up. But what is also interesting, and I wanted to talk about this yesterday, and I couldn't do it. But yesterday we had Bitcoin Cash halving, and nobody was talking about this. We had a price run because of it. It is nice to see people, they caught a little bit of that surge. And it's interesting to see how some of this stuff just continues to go under the radar, which is why I like to do this podcast and do the stuff I do, because a lot of the news that I bring, people aren't talking about it. And while it's not transformative, some of it, a lot of it, I curate it because it's future forward stuff. I think these things are going to impact how we move forward. And I've been talking about the Bitcoin Cash, and I don't know other people that have been. We knew the halving was coming up. We knew there was going to be price action. So it is nice to see that people that got in on it and made some money. Now, here's something that will really blow your mind. The investment firm Van Eck is predicting that the ETH Layer 2, it is going to reach a valuation of $1 trillion by 2030. Now, people are saying ETH is dead. It is not dead. It is nowhere near dead. Oh, and I want to come in on this also. So a lot of this movement that we're seeing on the ETH network is actually being attributed to the Blast chain. So there is a ton of degen activity that is happening on that Layer 3 Ethereum chain. So all of this gets accredited onto the ETH blockchain. And even since I think the Denkin upgrade, or it might have been the Denkin upgrade or the blobs, maybe the Denkin upgrade was the blob sharding. But since that upgrade, Ethereum gas prices on the Layer 2 are actually faster and cheaper than they are on Solana. And that is absolutely mind-blowing. If you think about it, it is absolutely mind-blowing. We have Pixel Vault. They are bringing a gaming protocol. It is called Reboot. They are teaming up with the Zai Foundation to migrate their flagship game. It is called Battle Plan. They are going to bring it to the Zai network. All this is happening on Ethereum. Who said gaming could not be cutting edge? And here's a juicy bit of gossip for you. There is speculation that the Shiba Inu founder could be holding up to 10% of the token in a stash. There's an investigation going on by some blockchain sleuths trying to figure out what is actually happening. He could have basically $1.8 billion of the token kind of stashed away. He says he doesn't. There has been speculation about this for quite some time. It will be interesting to see how this comes to a head. And there is, I don't know if you guys follow Arthur Hayes, but he's the head of BitMEX, and he has just been talking about this token called Athena, ticker sign ENA, and it is a new Ethereum-based DeFi token. He is thinking that this thing is going to have an 817% surge, and that is, I don't know. I mean, that makes investors drool, right? So I just wanted to pass that along. This was something that he came out with this morning that caught my eye. It is worth doing some due diligence on the token ENA. And last but not least, the Wormhole airdrop. Yesterday was Wormhole Wednesday. Also, yeah, I lost that as well, which is awesome. So yeah, yesterday was just devastating. My Wormhole airdrop, my Mutant Ape, a couple other NFTs, some crypto, some shit coins. It was just fucking, man alive. And I am just not, this is, you know what, and I'm sorry to keep bringing this shit up, but it's a fresh wound and I'm doing this to get through it. It's man, I'm devastated. Like I don't know. I don't know how to process it. I don't know how to look in the mirror. I'm probably going to stay dirty for like the next week. I'm not going to go in the shower. I'm probably going to wear the same clothes. It's not going to happen. But I'm doing this because I have to. Like I just got to keep doing what I do because I believe in the space and I believe where we're going. And something bad happened to me, and bad things happen to people all the time. And it's not what happens, it's what you do when they happen. So I am trying to drink that medicine. You know what, it reminds me of this. This is fucking hilarious. You ever see those people who say, oh, you need to drink more water, but then they don't have a cup of water in their hand? Yeah, that's this kind of shit. If you need to drink more water, have water and drink it right then. Don't tell people you should drink more water without having water. So I am doing this because you need to dust off, get back up. I am trying to find energy. I am still passionate about this space. I hope it shows through. I'm just deflated and defeated, but not beaten. Like they got me. And Hacker, if you're watching, if I could, man, I would like to hurt you. All right? Because you hurt me really bad. All right. What else? Is there anything else I want to talk about with you guys before we get out of here? It's a never-ending roller coaster, right? It really is. The secret sauce for today is it's never too late to be what you might have been. And that is part of the inspiration that I need to digest myself. I need to keep pressing forward, which is absolutely what I am trying to do. Remember, the rabbit hole runs deep, still craving crypto clarity. You guys subscribe to my Substack. I put it out all the time. If you're watching this on YouTube, give a like, give a thumbs up, do whatever nice people do on YouTube. I appreciate it very much. Peace out.